Sing it with me, yeah. All pirates, yes, they are bad. Sold out to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took out from the bottomless pit. But my hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation, yeah, triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever had. Oh, New York City redemption songs. Oh, redemption songs. Emancipate yourself from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some they say that it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. New York had to sing these songs of freedom. That's all I ever had. Did you hear? Redemption songs. Oh, redemption songs. Oh, in every way, yeah, yeah, we gon' sing it every day. In every way. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them can stop at the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some keep saying that it's all a part of it, but we've got to fulfill the book. Won't you hear me sing? I am not the song of freedom. Yeah, let's sing songs of freedom. We gon' sing a song for freedom. Oh. New York City, I thank you for having me once again right here in SOBs, yeah? I love you always and forever. One of my most favorite places to be when in the wild United States of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kymani Marley, come on, put your hands together, come on! You all don't know what it took to bring Kymani here to actually do this show for you tonight, but it's more about it, his book. And I want for him to shed some light. I don't want to be the one. I've read the book, and I found some very interesting things in this book. Every one of you should go out and pick up this book. And I'm going to tell you something. The reason why you all should go out and pick up this book is not just about his life, but it's about our life also. So, Kymani, tell him a little bit about this book and what it's really all about. I see a lot of people have the books. Make sure you get it autographed by him. Talk to me.
All right, well, you know what I mean, first of all, when I approached writing the book, it was really for my friends, you know, like I said earlier, for my fans. For them to understand Kymani in whole and not assume one thing. You know what I mean, the book, for me, after writing the book and going back and reading the book for myself, the book for me became therapy. The book for me became my release. Now, my story is a unique story, and I think a lot of people who read the story won't believe, you know, some of the trials and tribulations that I went through as a child, you know what I mean? And so some of the things for me growing up, I was a very bitter youth growing up. So a lot of things that I did in the book and a lot of things that I didn't put in the book was done because of living in the state that I was living in and knowing that my father is the king of reggae and a king. You know what I mean? I remember that on the day when my father was to be buried, ironically, I listened to my father's funeral inside of a barber shop. You know what I mean? And it's the book. You know what I mean? You know, people say controversial, and there might be some points that I touch on that may be somewhat controversial, but I didn't write the book for it to be controversial. I wrote the book to tell you my story. So therefore, if some things end up turning out that way, then, you know what I mean, that is it. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, my love for family, my love for humanity is still at the highest peak. You know what I mean? And my thing is just to continue pushing on. So yeah, the book.
You know, reading the book, I remember one part of the book, I believe it's chapter 4, where you actually said when you got to the United States and you woke up in the morning, you wish you could actually run all the way back to ya.
I wish.
Let's talk about that.
Well, you know, it was solely a dream, first of all, even from Jamaica, that the United States of America was this pot of gold. So when my grandmother, my auntie them and my cousin them leave before me, so I used to get the call them know me a picture this big white house with the white fence and the grass, nice manicure, and I see the whole lights. I remember coming into Miami that night and just a vast amount of lights, you know what I mean, and as a child just being hard. And you know, approaching the neighborhood that I was staying in, and it was night. So even though things never looked too bad until
in the night.
Until I rise the morning and realize the block that I'm living on is probably one of the most dangerous blocks in Miami at that time. The doorpost was directly across the street from me, not around the other block, not on the back of the block, but directly across the street from me. My first week in America, my first experience in America was to my two neighbors having a fight, shooting through my yard, my backyard, at one another. And I'm standing outside watching it happen, not knowing the danger, you know what I mean, I was in at the time. But yeah, it's been quiet, you know. I moved from Jamaica in our board house, the two bedroom and 9 people, to America in our board house, worse than the one we left for Jamaica with the same 9 people at the same 2 room.
See it there.
So, you know, it's been a struggle. It's been a struggle. But, you know, I mean, looking back at it now, and people ask me every time, would I change anything? I wouldn't change anything at all, because I think it molded me into the character that I am today. You know what I mean? Just the fact that I can relate to the people firsthand versus, you know what I mean, hearsay. And it's definitely been a lesson of values, of integrity, of family, of overcoming, of continuing to fight, you know what I mean? The whole revolutionary mindset of it all. So that's right there.
Come on, give it up for Kymani Marley right here. Yeah.